sorry. It's gonna take 400 years. Okay. Hopefully it'll come on faster. I, I hear you. I done hit something again. Okay. There you go. My bad. So she did need her
Okay,
behind.
there we go.
She did need her behind whoop anyway.
It's 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 a respect thing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even tripping off of none of the whole situation. That was my daughter. That was my brother. But one, you are outsider, but then you bring that shit to my mama house. I'm just telling you, we all at my mama house. And then you got our audacity to sit there and talk like you somebody,
Okay, so
bitch. You know,
here's my
I was the
question.
wrong one.
Here's my
What?
question. My question. Now, I blacked out. I didn't put hands on nobody, but I blacked out and I said some things. And as I was sitting there, I started hearing the spirit talk to me and I started writing. So let me tell you what I started writing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how can we come at each other different? Because I mean, this was immediately after this happened, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody calmed down. We
Yeah.
the bingo game started, and I was asking people for a pin because I heard all of this coming so quickly. And so the
Mm-hmm.
first thing, this what is that? How can we come at each other different? Because in my situation, had she not have come at me with that neck twisting and I ain't moving shit, I wouldn't have responded like that. So
Right. I understand.
come at each other. How can we address this? Because sisters, and she was young, she probably was about 30. She was
That's
she
what
was a
I'm
young
saying.
sister.
This is the problem. They have no respect and they don't care what you say. And this is where a lot of the separation is taking place. It's like no holds barred. Just stay out my fucking way because
Right,
I come in
right,
peace. You know what I'm saying? I come
right.
in peace. Now, even with the incident with that, I don't even know where my little brother had came from. When I turned around and looked, I was sitting on her and my brother. They was both screaming for help. I didn't even see where my brother came from, but I was on top of both of them. He was trying to save her. I didn't even know. Miss Cookie was like, "You just." She was like, "Girl," I was like, but I couldn't even catch all of that. I just know, for one, you didn't even have a right to get at me like that, just being disrespectful where you standing at. First of all, you know what I'm saying? So you're not even watching your environment you in. You thinking you could keep taking that fucked up attitude you got everywhere you
Out
go.
there,
Although I never did that to you. None of my peoples never did that to you. I'll never come to your yard with that. You know what I'm saying? Just ever in life.
right.
So just real fast, just at the baby shower, my little brother came. I haven't talked to him since then, and we made amends. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? We
Okay.
made amends, and a girl done left him, and I guess the little incident with me, she done started gang banging and stuff. So I guess she's still mad. Like a lot of stuff that happened after that. That girl called my job, said I was stealing. That girl called children's services on me. That girl called elderly services on a motherfucker. They called the apartment manager, and the bitch called the police on me. But that's how stupid you are. You can't never go to nobody's house because you got fucked up. That ain't how that go.
Right.
Not even in the
Right.
oppressor's way, you know? So it's just people. My point is people is just so fucking rude. But then our people's got to know too, though, at the same time. In my instinct, that's something with my little brother you brought in. Now she left you high and dry.
Right.
But like I told him, you should have just let me just finish doing what I was doing. I was in the clear, couldn't go to jail, nothing, and you wanted to save her. Well, that's on you. But I'm your sister. I'm going to always be your sister. I love you no matter what. And hopefully you come back to who you are to see that I never did nothing I wouldn't have never did. I'm like my mama's yard dog. I'm going to make sure nothing don't come in here that she wouldn't allow. She's much older now. I protect that lady with my whole heart.
Absolutely.
I stop
Absolutely.
everything
You're
in my life
supposed
to
to.
sit right here with her all day, every day. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
But
Can't
let me
nobody say
ask
nothing.
you, let me ask you this because I personally have not found the answer to this. How do how do we get this message across to the younger ones who coming at us like that? We
You
don't
can.
y'all
All
ass.
we can hope is
We
that
don't
it
want
don't.
to go to jail.
No,
We
you
don't want to
don't.
go
You
through none
tried
of
it.
that.
All we can do is like stand firm but calm and in our respect, because we know that we really don't want to take no lose everything behind this shit. But sometimes when they keep coming, you got to do what you got to do. But in a certain instance, which y'all see how she just sat down, it was just over with. So sometimes it'll calm down. But my point is, because of what's going on right now, sometimes it may not just calm down.
Well,
Although,
let me get back to this. It said, okay, the first one was how do we come at each other different? I think that we need different ways of responding to each other. We're going to here's what it is. People need to be out there teaching conflict resolution and teaching in these schools and these nonprofits and these agencies need to be given young people tools. See, we didn't have tools.
they
I grew up in
not
an
gonna
environment.
give them. They not gonna give them the tools that we need, that they need, because for one, they need to show ownership of everything is from a response of their actions. You know what I'm saying? They have to see themselves first. A lot of people don't even realize how aggressive they are when they're talking to people, and it be seeming off, but sometimes it's actually just how that person talk when they're excited or whatever
Right,
the
right, right.
situation may be. So it's just that you gotta know at the time, because you never know what is gonna roll in with
But
whoever it's gonna be.
but look, in order for a person to get 30 years old and don't know how to communicate, that come way back to the child. So in my mind, I'm saying,
That's everybody, mother.
what do I teach the children? What do I teach the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds, the 7-year-olds, so that when they come upon these, that was a learning experience for me because I thought I had gotten rid of all my rage. But the truth of it is, I was angry at somebody else.
No, we
I'm
are
mad
naturally.
at busting
Wait,
ass.
wait, wait.
But
We are naturally. Mother, we are naturally warriors. You didn't just get mad. It's just a part of your natural part of you kind of flared up. Like, you got to understand who you are, too. It wasn't, that's why you didn't
but
just hit
look,
her. You was like, I could have just knocked her out, but I didn't.
but
But
look,
that flare up is a part of your natural. That's a part of you that you've learned to
I
control.
understand that. I understand that. But look, what if? What if she was a me?
Then you
The
would have had
I
to
came
do
at her
what
with
you had
such
to do
force.
in love.
Came at her
You
with
wouldn't have
such
killed
force.
her. You would have known you could have killed her. See, she would have just been trying to fight you.
Yeah,
But
so
you
we but
wouldn't.
look, that's what we trying to avoid. We trying
But
to
when you try
do
to
a
avoid
place.
it, you can't avoid it when it's upon you, is my point. So, and because the majority of the population is like that, they're just, it's like, it's hard to get away from, and it's
Is
hard to
it the
teach.
majority?
It's
Is it really the
yes,
majority?
yes, and it's hard to teach them their children. Children can be taught. Do family know how to show them how to stay away from that, but those that have to grow up in that, they are future them, and it's getting younger and it's getting worse, but it's ridiculous because they don't know nothing. They stop school in the fifth and sixth grade. They don't, it's like
Yeah.
the pressure pot. it's busted. It's like it don't know how to hold the pressure in to sustain it. It don't know how to keep it in, and we're dealing with busted vessels. So every time the pot get hot and it explode, it leaks out, and it's hard. And it hurts. That's why I don't go nowhere, because you don't want to be like that, and you know what you are capable of doing, but then you don't know what you're gonna run into when you go out there, and it's everywhere. It's like, and damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Yeah,
And then you want to help.
we got to come to a place where we replace that first instinct to hit somebody.
We
That
do
first
it.
instinct to
We
we
do
have
it.
to get
But
to that place where I personally thought my anger was out of me. I shocked myself, and I didn't. It worried me because I said, Lord, we have to. Well, I'm grateful for the experience, because now I can really see that we have to bring these younger sisters together, and we have to develop some type of curriculum or program that we can give these young women tools. We got to teach them how to talk to us. And then we got to take, our generation got to take responsibility too, because there's a lot of our generation who out there giving them girls reason to call them bitches, giving them reason, like the one you telling me about. That was an ass whooping she deserved.
she walked into that though, like you gotta, my thing is what I try to teach the people that I come in contact with, older, same, younger, my kids, is you are in control of everything that you do. Everything, from the friends you choose, from the things you eat, from the clothes you like to wear. So whatever results you get back is a choice that you made. So you have, if you didn't like the result, you have to go back and analyze everything you did,
Right.
and you got to change that choice, because you can't blame no one else. And see, this is why I'm saying it's hard to get to these people, because no one wants to take blame
They don't want to
of what,
take
of
responsibility for
where
their
they
actions.
need to be corrected or fixed or worked on. And that's the problem. And that's where we need to get
First
in to
thing,
make a difference. And I'm just saying, it's people. We have a group of people for us that is going to take heed and run up and be up under us and learn great fundamentals and be able to carry it on from generations to generations. But it's not the ones we think it is what I'm saying. So
right.
they're not going to give us that much of a problem. It's not going to be that hard. We're not going to have to give up or leave our families or lose our families trying to do the work that this earth is giving us. When it comes to that type of energy, that's the energy you got to remove yourself from, and that's probably for somebody else to deal with.
Right.
So now that a person with that type of energy you cannot deal with. So now as you still, preparing yourself, as we, gather ourselves up daily, that's another thing to add in your daily, affirmation to yourself, is that I don't encounter no energies that made me feel that way I just felt at that bingo table. I don't want to be around none of that. Before I be around any of that, give me some type of sign, warning, make my car break down, something, somebody don't want to go, I lose my key,
No, for real.
so you don't have to worry about it, because then that takes too much energy. It wasn't you.
You're
You
right.
know your heart.
Right.
She was the one with the problem and issue, but then again, your energy still calmed it down, because it still calmed down in the midst of it all. So it still turned out the way it was supposed to. It just not in the way we expected. But no one thought it wasn't nothing more than that. And then the work was done, but just in a way for you to understand now, affirming your affirmations, that when you feel like that, that everything that made this earth don't have you nowhere near it.
And you know what? It concerns me, because we have hundreds of thousands of young women out here who have been raised on love and hip hop and all this old ratchet
That's what I'm
TV.
saying. And
And,
they are sold out to that.
and those are the images of black women or just women in general. Those are the images they see. And every little girl want to grow up. That's what I talk about them little girls on Figueroa.
Yeah,
Every
and
little
it's sad.
girl want to
And
grow
isn't
up
that
and be
sad?
sexy and be
Tears,
pretty. And
tears come in
that's
my eyes
everything.
every time I go down. Every
That's
time I go
all
that way,
they see.
tears.
They don't see women like Nancy Wilson or Nina Simone, or they
Right.
see sexiness in a way other than nakedness and sexual exploitation, I guess it would be.
Right.
But they don't see
They
that.
don't see their natural beauty. They have to show and do all the extra stuff to make somebody turn around and look at them.
And I see, and
And
that's our fault. A lot of it's fault as parents,
I was just
because
about to say that's
parents,
their damn parents' fault. That's where that goes
that's,
to.
that's our
And
fault as
sometimes,
parents.
and look,
Because
I got a twist for you for that. Sometimes it ain't always the parents; it's the mix of the parents that makes that child
man,
like that.
what you mean?
Meaning
I
the
don't understand
mix
mix
of the
of parents.
parent, because some bloodlines don't mix, and we never
Oh,
really looked at that. So we just
yeah,
made babies with ignorant motherfuckers with ignorant lines, and generations after generations, and we nothing like them, and we done made kids with these motherfuckers, and half our kids is that now. So sometimes it's not always, the parent. Then you have the two parents that do mean well for the kids and it's together, and they still lose their child because of the places they have to send them
right.
to the schools and this and that, and the environment fuck their kids up. This is something we was just sitting here talking about, me and some of my peoples, because it falls on so many levels, and it's hard because and now the same energy we talking about, me and one of my folks was talking about our kids being that energy, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hurts, and it's hard because you could get your throat cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just is don't care. I don't know where the road turns. But it's
You
it's
know
like
what?
all of them. I sit down and watch them all, different places, everywhere I'm at. The only ones I don't see is the ones that kept their kids right up under them. You know what I'm saying? And and I just can't get it. Again, a lot of times too, be the main thing, be the mixture of mixing two different families that were the
You
opposite.
want to see that too,
And
because
now you not with that
one of
man,
my kids, yep.
you not with
I
that
go,
man, and now your bipolar coming out this child. Now I got to deal with it, and I don't know how to deal with it. And now it's something that you can take care of because it come from your end, but you're not there to help with that end. And now this child is now lost and can't find this respect because there was a piece missing all along. Like, a lot of this stuff go back to kids when they were smaller, and then they grew so big now that they can't even remember why they like that. But it was supposed to have been instilled from like 0 to 8 years old.
it should have been addressed way back then. But again,
Right.
we did in our communities, there are certain tools that we were just not given, whether it was purposely or not. We just weren't given certain tools. And so the way that we deal with stuff, I got my two boys got into it, and I got in the middle of it, and I wasn't taking one side or the other.
Right. Right.
My
Right.
children don't fight.
Right. That part.
I allowed my children to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so on that day, I dared anybody to move something, because
Mm-hmm.
I was the one throwing the first blow.
Right.
My children
Oh,
do not fight
that
each
part. I'm with
other,
you on that.
period.
We don't exactly.
And so,
Exactly.
but what I learned was, now, one of my sons spend more time with me, and the other one spend more time with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And dad's family fight each other. I mean, knives, guns, and all.
See, that's what I'm
And
saying.
so when my son got upset, all he knew was to fight. That's what
Mm-hmm.
he
That's
do.
how my son is.
And so, but, and then it goes all the way back. It goes all the way back. On one side of my son bloodline, he got some of the biggest dope dealers and gangbangers in the state of California. And on this side of my son bloodline, he got me.
Right.
And my family are evangelists, theologists, doctors of divinity.
Right.
They're into the
Coincide.
church. Well,
The balance. That's the duality. Right.
so that's
Mm-hmm.
he got both of that going on inside of him.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to him. We don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that right now, information on the Akashic record
Yeah.
and the memory that the DNA holds, that
Yes.
we have the memory of our ancestors who were enslaved, so
Yes.
that we know why we're so hurt and angry. We have to address that, or it's not going to go away and it's not going to change. It's
Right.
in
That's
our
where the
DNA.
change starts in our bloodline. That's where we can make all the moves. Then it starts spreading out because you have people that's not like us. Like like I keep saying, this generation, something is wrong with it. Like we didn't talk back to our parents. Like, we could go outside and we did go outside. We went and did things like these. Now it's like just nothing. They don't do nothing. They don't want to have nothing. It's like this can't be real, and it is. It's just really sad.
So,
And
so in knowing that, my vision, my dream is to start getting the 3-year-olds, the 4-year-olds, the 5-year-olds, and let's build a different people. Let's put let's,
that's what all the
let's
kids
put
we got.
the, huh?
That's what all the kids we got in our circle of women we got. We got a circle of women, all of us and all our kids and grandkids added up together, probably almost over 500 people if you sit and think about it. Because a lot of us just right in your circle have a lot of kids and grandkids that we need to work on right now. We all have issues with our children. You know what I'm saying? I do all what I do. I be praying, burning candles. I do all kind of shit. It's just because your kids make you go there because like I said, it's just not a level of respect there for some reason. Like they don't care about nothing. I don't know. They don't, it's not care about nothing. It's all about their feelings. They're in their feelings. They're emotional. And this is
Well,
what I'm saying. They have to
a lot of
learn,
young people have been hurt and disappointed so much.
and they always want to talk and they don't want to listen. And that's the thing. They just want you to hear them, hear them, hear them, hear them, but they don't see
And
what
when
they're
they do
doing.
talk, and when they do listen, they're listening to respond. They're not
Right.
listening to what we say.
Exactly. And you can be giving them, it's a tough road, but I say we start within and then it's gonna be
I
people
said
coming
we
in without because it's hard on the yard
will
with
start the
the little ones.
start.
I'm good. I've been changed since the little ones. Like God gave me a first set from when I was 16 to about my mid 20s, and then He started me over in my late 30s on to my 40s. You know, and
So you
them
got a whole
ones,
new
I
batch.
don't even let them go into a school. I'm not letting them see nothing that I don't teach them. They still go outside. They got a job. They know the community. They deliver from the beach all the way to the freeway. We be through in and out all of here. So they still community affiliated and they know what's all around here and they understanding the different fundamentals. But some of
Right.
these older ones, I don't know what the hell wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong with them because you got it in you. You've been doing it. And it's just like you just
You
got to
know
a
what?
point where you just stop and take a pause. And now is not the time to be waiting with all this stuff that's going on.
If we had sense, we would pull our kids out of schools and everybody homeschool. If we had sense, because everything they teaching in there is a lie. The only thing we need to teach our kids is how to read
Right.
and write.
Yeah. But see, that's one good, that's the
Once we get
elementary.
there,
Yeah.
once
The
they
reading,
get
writing,
there,
and you're
we need
good
to
to
pull
go
them
from
on
there.
out.
Yep.
We need to pull them on out because
Yep.
we're not going
You
to
can
teach
teach
them.
them how to.
And I'll tell you something. I
Mhm.
predict. I predict one of the first things Donald Trump gonna do, because I heard that's the president. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Mhm.
Now, first thing he one of the this is what I predict, and it could just be wishful thinking, but we gonna get some reparations. You know why?
Yeah, well, I'm in agreement to
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
let
as the wealth of the sinners is laid up for the righteous, they better give me mine,
me tell you
run me
something.
mine. I
Donald
done ran
Trump
through the church, the mosque,
Trump
the beach,
will do
everything.
everything in
I
his power to piss them
done paid the
people.
price
He
for
gonna
real.
do
Give me
everything in
mine.
his power to piss them people off, because
But
he
you
don't
know,
like them, and we gonna benefit. What we gotta do is what I've been saying for the last year. We better teach our grandchildren how to handle money. We better teach them how to buy property, how to
right,
buy land first,
right, man
buy
first,
land,
exactly.
how to grow our own food, because baby, it's gonna be some things going on, and I don't want none of us to suffer. We need to be
Right,
ready.
absolutely,
It's some beautiful
absolutely.
things coming, but I'm telling you, that's my prediction, is that he gonna give us our reparations, because he uh he love to piss them people off.
Yeah, but we gonna get it anyway.
Yeah,
We gonna
we
get
gonna
it
get it.
anyway,
We
with or
gonna get
without them. We
it.
finna get it anyway. There's some major changes in this universe. Like we don't even need them no more. All we need to
Talk
know is who
about
we
it.
are.
Talk
All
about
you need to know is
it.
who you are to this earth. All that other shit they talking about doing and putting in front of you. Listen to me. None of that shit matter. We about to see everything. The laws of the universe, the natural laws. And big things are going on. These X flares, these CMEs, there's just so much going on. And we are getting ready this month in about a couple of weeks, going in the middle of 4 planets. So we're going to be in the middle of 4 gas giants. This have never happened before. Sometime this month. Sometime this
See,
month.
people,
So this is what they scared of. This is what we don't know what's going to happen in the midst of when it happened or how it's going to happen, but it's coming around this time, this month. We're centering in the middle of four
see,
gas
people,
giants and real
people
gas
don't
giants.
understand. People that watch, see, I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV, radio. I don't do all that media stuff. I pick and choose off of YouTube and off of
Right.
documentaries that I want to watch.
Yeah, I
And
watch
so,
certain scientists.
see a lot of the headlines, but I don't pay
Right.
attention to a lot. What people don't understand is they have created all of these distractions to keep us from seeing the alignment of the planet, and to keep us from seeing how biblically, whether people choose to believe the Bible or not, it's some things in there lined up that we live in right now today.
Yeah, it all repeats itself.
It,
There's just a
it,
little fabricate,
it
but
does.
it's all the same
And,
thing. There's
if you look, there's Earth has had calamities, or the Earth has been through different. We had the Ice Age, we had the Stone Age, we had these different ages where the planet purged itself. However,
hmm
the planet purged itself, and so
hmm
we need to look at where we're at. We need to
Yeah,
look at
that's
where
what's
we're at in
happening.
our place in
That's
the
what's
galaxy.
happening now. The earth is purging itself right now
A
as we speak. Within these
reset.
last couple of years, we in
Yeah,
like
it's a
a
reset.
great reset. It's a
Yes. Oh
great
yeah.
reset going on.
You
You,
know
you can pick up
what? When I read that the poles had shifted. And I was
hmm
like, wait a minute, the North Pole always been the North Pole, and the
hmm
South Pole always been the South Pole. So some little headline came across my stuff and said that it had shifted. Do you know, did no news report that?
They're not
That wasn't
gonna report
on
that.
the news.
They're
No,
not gonna report that. They're not gonna report that because the more we pay attention to it, the more the people gonna start waking up. You see, but the people is too many people starting to wake up, and the more the people starting to just looking to see, like, what is these people talking about? Let me just see if any of this shit they saying makes sense. And then they start looking and believing. It's the oneness don't mean we have to go hand in hand with nobody. The oneness is that we all know that we in tune to this earth.
Right.
Us and this earth got something going on. That moon got something going on with us. That sun got something going on with us. Them oceans got something going on with us. This air got
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
going on with
Yeah.
us. And the soil and these plants and everything natural got some connection to us. And we
Yeah.
have to learn and understand that, because this is where people get lost at, because they're in the matrix. So the matrix is everything that they taught, that we've been knowing and we grew up in. And now we done came into conscious collectiveness now. And now because so much God is waking us up now, we're seeing that we are more than what we think we are. We are greater than what we are. We have more power than what we are just by believing in our heart. We don't have to even say nothing to each other. People just have to know who they are, and then people will disappear, and they know that.
Right.
They know that. That's why the attack is on these young girls like that, and the sexuality. That's the best way to get them, because once you get addicted to the flesh, that's like being on
Right.
a heavy drug. It's hard to get off of that. You get them
Let me
while they're
tell you
young.
something.
They go.
Let me tell you something. One of the babies that I had from Mount Carmel Park
Mm-hmm.
said she had turned into, she was out there on Figueroa,
Mm-hmm.
said that, she said, Mama Nisi, when I was in a foster home, my foster daddy was molesting me every night. She said, I'm out
That's
here.
bad.
I get paid for it now. She said, I get a nut and I get money. And that's just how
And
she
like,
said it. I get a
she was
nut and I
proud.
get
Said
money.
it proudly,
She's
huh?
14, 15 years old, girl. You know?
No, that hurts my heart that you just believe that that's okay. And, it hurt my heart when I saw some kids getting out on Gage and Fig. They couldn't have been nothing but 10 and 11. They couldn't have been nothing, no more than 11, with shorts and heels on. They were little kids. I'm not talking about 12, 13, 14. They were like 9, 10, 11. And I'm probably
I
stretching it at 11. I couldn't
know,
believe it.
you telling the truth. I know.
I could not believe it. Like, oh my goodness.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
This is crazy. This is crazy, but yeah, we got to know what we are in this earth to understand. That's why I say what I say, so you don't really have to worry about nobody really going nowhere. The most the energy gonna do to you is just kind of like flare up, but it can't touch you, and you got to know and own
Well,
that. And that's why
you know
even
what?
when you stood in the middle of your son, you know how strong that power was with both on each side, and you right in the middle. Neither one of them couldn't do shit but bow the fuck down
Right,
as they were supposed to.
right,
Mama supposed
right.
to. That's it. I don't care who mad, who ain't. Suck it up. When y'all ready to hug and be back cool, then do that. But right
And they
now, it's
did.
over with. Bye.
They did. They did.
See you later. Look, see you
I
later. And
went
that's
up
that.
and I went on back in my room, and next thing I know, they was loving on each other. So, yeah, but see, the thing about it is, it's some good times coming for us. It's some real
Yes, it
good
is. But
times
it's gonna
coming
be
for us.
some hurtful times,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
everybody
It's
can't
like,
go because they
it's
can't.
labor pain. It's labor pain.
Yeah.
But what is birthed is going to be, it's so beautiful. And
Mm-hmm. Right.
everywhere. You know, it's undeniable. The animals, everything is filled with love. And see, it is my belief, and I use this for Big Hoove. I use the word belief because he always telling me when you believe you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. So I'm gonna say I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we're living in the period biblically that said it's gonna be 1,000 years of peace and love and harmony. We are the ones who are birthing that because that's
Right.
what we talk about. All we talk about is love and loving each other and
And
loving
this
everybody. Love
and
their
this
people.
is why we gotta step with caution. And this is why we cannot step into everything, although we want to, because we are the ones to carry it out for the next generations, because our kids gonna get it by having us here, keep showing them.
Right.
So we have to be, every step has to be calculated carefully. You know, when I don't know whether I should go or not, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm just not gonna go when I'm not sure. You know, so
You know
you
what?
just
That's what
never
I
know.
started doing. If that's what I started doing, I could get up and get fully dressed
Hmm.
and then feel something and go right on back in my room and work on something.
I'm done.
We,
You can't. I have to know your energy. If I don't know your energy, I ain't going. And
oh,
if I
you know
don't know
what?
what's coming around, because people be on different stuff, you know, you just, I don't have time, because like you
Well,
say, you know
about
you, and I know me.
there's some things that we got to do. One of the
Hmm.
things we got to do is we got to address our kids and this taking these drugs and these pills. We got to address our kids. We cannot ignore it.
You
We cannot
absolutely correct with
ignore
that. You're absolutely
it.
correct with that.
You know,
Absolutely.
there's help out there. There are programs out there. When when I faced the situation, I was able to link up with uh, Mike Fior and with Trop Worldwide, Ja, and they sent a, a car to go get the person. The car took them to the airport. They sent them a plane ticket. They got him out of another state, and when he got here, it was a car waiting on him with his name.
Okay.
They rushed him straight into recovery. So there's programs out there, and if
Well, the
anybody wants to,
program is there, but for first, these kids don't understand they got a fucking problem. They don't think it's a problem,
well, see,
and that's a problem.
the people, like
I'm ready
I
to do
said,
some Malcolm X shit. We need to chain their ass down to something.
you know
Get a
what
big
Rick did?
warehouse and chain them to the bed so
That's
they
what Rick
naturally
did.
detox and just feed them and bathe them.
That's what Rick did. Freeway Rick, my homeboy Ali. I love Ali. Rick loved Ali too. And when Ali started getting hot, Rick locked him in the garage with the dogs for 6 months. He came up out of
Mm-hmm.
there sober. See, people don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. This how the vicious circle is. And I know because I
Right.
was a part of it. We
Yes.
selling
Don't
dope as an
care.
income that's paying our rent, buying our kids groceries.
Right.
We are economy. Our economy is based off of dope money. So
Mm-hmm.
if we stop selling dope, our whole household
Went down.
collapses.
Right.
But at the same time, we killing our own people. We killing
That's why I
our people.
stopped
And what
selling.
they don't know, and I had to learn this the hard way, is when you out there selling dope, see, it's a thing called the circle of life, baby. And
Yes.
what you putting out is coming back to you. It's inevitable. It's
Right.
universal law. It cannot be stopped.
Right.
So I was out there selling all that dope. So then people in my family got on dope and died off of dope. I
Mm-hmm.
started that generational curse because
Mm-hmm.
I was out there putting dope out, killing other people's
Right.
family members. And that's what people who selling drugs need to realize is it's coming back. What we need to do is number one, hear about somebody other than ourselves. And like with me, I had to go educate myself. I didn't have no skills, but I went and took it upon myself to educate myself. So
Mm-hmm.
when I do come to my community, I got something to do
Right.
for my community,
Yes.
something to offer my
Absolutely.
community. We really
Absolutely.
need to pay attention to the fact that my dad used to always say people make ghettos. And I didn't understand it when I was little. But would drop, every time I would drop a piece of trash on the floor, on the ground, he'd make me go pick it up. And you better not throw it out his car window.
Mm-hmm.
But he would make me go pick it up, and he would always say, people make ghettos.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand that. And then as I started working more in the community, and I started seeing in this community over here, it's always dirty. And them kids is always upset, always fighting, always sad or got an attitude. And we understand that them growing in all that filth and that dirt and around all that dope. This is what we're giving them. This is what we're giving them, and this is affecting them. I know I kind of got a little off the subject, but it's still the same thing.
Oh, yes.
It's out there selling dope need to find a different income.
You're right.
You can make the same money selling like this. What $10
Right.
bottle,
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Right
stuff. You can make money and it takes the same effort. I be in here cooking.
Yeah. Look, also, yeah, that's why I stopped selling dope. I stopped selling dope. Like the TV, it didn't dawn on me the first time when I bought the TV. But when they came back with the kids' game, it bothered me so much.
Right.
It bothered me so much.
Right.
I felt like I'm taking this kid's game, you know, and but it's the mama selling it, you know what I'm saying? And it hurt me even more. It was a young girl when I was younger. She was like 11, in our neighborhood, and her mama turned her on, and she was completely smoked out by 12 years old, like walking around like a zombie. Little kid, just gone.
Our fat girl was a little boy out there, and it broke my heart. I was seeing him. I walked up one day, and he was tweaking. I said, "Is he tweaking?" He wasn't but about 10 or 11 years old.
That's really sad, but then people got to understand their generational curses too. Not everybody generational curses. We are here to come help them destroy. They got to do that on their own. We are supposed to just really make ours strong, and so they can lead examples, and they gonna draw examples, and we collaborate with examples, and we continue to do that. Then we make successful communities and safe communities with these kids.
I think it's time for us. When I say us, I mean us, the tables, mothers of the community. I think it's time for us to be more visible now. I think we've been through our training. But it's time we be more visible now, because number one, we've been at this for years, and a lot of us that sit at this table are from warring communities.
Yes.
Communities that are historically at war.
Yes.
And so, number one, the young people need to see that we've been getting along, and we've been growing. We've been growing each other. See, that's the blessing, is that we've been helping each other to develop into women.
Yeah.
We're always women, and we were virtuous, but I don't think we were as phenomenal as we stand today.
So because we got the whole earth behind us now. I mean, we did what we did with all the people, but now we got that whole sun up there behind us too. Like, it don't get no better than that. You got the oceans behind you, the air behind you. Like, you get a different glow, you get a different energy. You start seeing things on a bigger level, and you start understanding what you can do and what you can't do. And you know that once you do what you called to do, it's gonna make room to continue to keep doing. And this is where we gotta go forward and keep going. I'm ready now.
Okay, I'm gonna read something, but this is what I wrote that night with that girl. I wrote, we have a limited vocabulary and limited ways of responding when people pop off. We have a different way of responding and reacting. And each of us have to work on ourselves. And that's something that I want to somehow develop something. And if there are nonprofits and people that are out there that are doing, what do they call, workshops in the communities with the girls, teach them some etiquette.
Mother,
No.
that their learning expansion has became low. It's like they can't sit in nowhere and learn nothing else too
You mean
long.
their ability to concentrate or attention?
It's
Their
just
attention.
to give them something. It seems like a lot of people, more than 95% of this younger generation, has a problem with transformation or learning something new or receiving something other than what they feel that they know. It's like they're set in their ways. It's like concrete. It's like no matter what you say, no matter how much help you
Okay,
try to
give me an
give. So
example. Give me an example.
I'm gonna give you an example. Like dealing with, how can I put it? I try to talk to certain family members, like they'll be mad at somebody else for something that have nothing to do with them. It had nothing to do with them. And you sit there and you try to tell them, like, that's really not your place. You shouldn't, you just try to try to separate it off. Now you and them got issues and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just that bad. Like, you just can't. Every time you try to make peace in a situation to get a person to understand, I'm saying what they're doing. My point is, no one thinks they're wrong. So
Right, right, right,
until, and not
right.
even wrong, but are not saying wrong, but like I said earlier, I need some work in this area, or let me see if this will work for me. They don't think there's a problem within.
It's like they know how to do it this way.
I don't
And since
know.
that's the way they know how to do it, and that's the only way they know, then their way is the right way. When
It's
actually their way is there, it could be done. Not saying their way is wrong, but it could be done.
it's not even them. It's the people they're around. It's people they're influence. We could put in so much, but when they leave from us, and different, you don't want to you don't want to build your foundation on sand. You know what I'm saying? On sinking
Right,
sand. You see what I'm saying? So my point, I'm not a good explainer, but I'm trying my best to get this out. But they just have a problem again with accepting where they need some correction at. And I done got to the point where I don't
boy,
feel it's our
that's
place
the whole
on
generation.
where you
We dealing with
don't
a
want to be
generation
saying
of
nothing,
people.
because then they thinking you telling them something when you speaking out of love. Like a lot of times I've been noticing trying to help is making a bigger problem. It's more so keep doing what I'm doing, and you know what I'm doing, and you'll come when you really want the help. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because like I said, sometimes it's not them. It could be the boyfriends. It could be the girlfriends. It can be, something making things bigger. Like we got to protect ourselves in the midst. Some things come with bigger spirits attached to it, while we
right,
focus just one, and we have to not let that slide. We can't go out like everybody else did, not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And letting something in the back door while you trying to help. You're so busy helping, you didn't see the enemy sliding through the back door on you, mad at, what I'm saying, what you doing type of stuff. So, like I said, we always just got to move with caution, because these spirits out here is strong. This is shifting and it's changing, and they not eating right. They on these drugs. They, what I'm saying, the clothes. It's a lot of factors that go with when we trying to help people, that we have to think of their mental. Is their mental even ready
right.
to receive what it is
Is
that
it
we're trying to
capable
do?
of receiving?
Can we
Right,
be, because, we don't want to do it and push them further, because then I feel that that's going to be, something God going to check us about. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So we just say we just got to step with a little bit more caution, because these energies is in these generations out here over like South Central LA, Compton, and Watts. I'm like, Lord, help me. But he's still sending me out there. I still got to deal with it. Still got to find ways to deal with it. But I know what I can deal with, and I know what I can't. That's why I can say no. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? I can know
right,
how to walk away. I know I'm not no buster if I just go on and get on and leave. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if I just get on, I never done that, but I'm gonna do that now, because A lot of times I didn't do that. I didn't get back home. I was at to call somebody for bail money. You know what I'm saying? Like, or,
Right.
calling, somebody go get my kids. This bitch done put me in jail. Like, you ain't got
Yeah.
time for none of all of that. We got to think things all the way
All the
through
way
before dealing with
through.
these energies because, again, we
Especially
have to
with
keep ours
children.
going with our kids, grandkids, and I want to see my great and great great grandkids. I feel I could live. I'm saying I'm not, don't let me die at 60. People not even making it to
You
60. This is sad.
know what? Yes, no, this morning I was working out and I was thanking God. I was like, I could move. I'm moving. I'm working out. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm
Your
moving. And you remember
spirit
me
lighter.
as a walker.
Your,
I could barely move. And I was so grateful that I'm coming up on 59 plus one.
well, you
And
Well, you see that, but you see, you have to acknowledge and remove that energy first that was weighing you down. Now you're so light you can move around.
absolutely,
You see what I'm saying?
absolutely.
You had a weight on you that you didn't even notice, but it had to come out. You had to go to that bingo game. You had to push that chair back. That lady had to say what she had to say to you to make you notice something that you thought you forgot about.
Yeah.
That could have been possibly weighing you down. And now look,
Mad at
you
her. I was mad at Kim
exercising
at
and
first.
moving and
Mad at his black buzzard ass, and I've been mad at him for about 4, 5 weeks. And when all it took was one person to step on my toe, and I acted a zip damn
but
fool.
isn't it amazing how God get us to see things that it have
Girl,
to take
Mag was
certain
over there.
situations to come out?
Mag was over there on the other side going, Pookie, you know you're spiritual.
I can see
Pookie, Pookie, this was like, oh, I literally blacked out though. I blacked out. She was like, you're cussing in the church.
See, you
I
needed
was
to
like,
remember that. We in the remembrance stage. You needed to remember that part of you because you no longer her. You are delivered from her. That is when you didn't know who you was. Now you know who you are.
right.
And that part of you does not and will not exist no more. And whatever little part thought it did had you that night, get your ass up out of here. She got too many
Okay.
people upholding her in front of her, behind her, away from her, and all around her. It's not gonna happen.
You
We
better leave me
gotta
alone. I
be
kept
here.
saying I don't bother nobody.
We gotta protect each other out here,
Oh,
spiritually, physically, and mentally, and
yes,
emotionally.
yes,
For real.
yes.
But yeah, but it's hard. Just when it comes, you got people like you got like some of your homegirl kids and stuff like that's your inner,
Right.
people to right around that trying to do right and be right. But them ones that still, the parents still doing that shit and all of that, leave them kids alone. Let them parents deal with that. All that goes to them parents and their families. That is not for us to take that energy
Everything
and
is
down and
not
take it back to our kids and grandkids because they can't get control of their household. So that's another prayer we
everything. Everything is not our assignment. Everything is not our assignment.
have to
I
be
think that we need to focus on
the strong-headed households.
yes, and,
Right?
and
That can
creating that
deserve
in your
that can use a little help.
creating it in your house. Create the community you want to see in
Ooh,
your own
that
house,
wind just
in
started
your
blowing
own
hard.
your children, your grandchildren. If you have access to your grandchildren, you teach them everything you know, and let
Right,
them
absolutely. And
because they're gonna rub off on their classmates and they playmates.
right.
It's gonna rub off, and it's gonna go.
For real, and mixing them bloodlines. Like, I fight hard for my grandkids, but, I'm going to be truthful. And let me just share this because I know a lot of people deal with this too. And I speak on this shit a lot. Like, mixing bloodlines, that really can fuck some kids up. Like, I'm cool with my daughter and my daughter kids. I don't have no problems there. But my sons, I don't know what the hell they was thinking. I don't know what they was doing. But anyway, I still be trying to compromise, no matter what, and still make shit happen, for my son and make sure that he can, and he, get back and forth, pick her up, take her to school. He buy all her little stuff for her when needed and this and that. But then as soon as they get to arguing or you don't get what you want, then she can't come. Like, you get tired of that. We grown, and I ain't nobody finna keep
Yeah.
fighting you. And then, this last incident they was arguing about was Roblox, like a tablet for Roblox. We had got her a little tablet that for a kid tablet with all the restrictions and shit on there, and she didn't want that. Talking about she need one to get on Roblox, and but that Roblox is making her real smart mouth and stuff, and making her
What is
real
a
rude and stuff.
roadblock? What
Roblox
is a
is
roadblock?
a game. It's a
Oh,
game. It's like a game they play on their phones and computers.
yeah, okay.
And she only 7, you know what I'm saying? And that's all she do. She don't even want to play. I got her when she over here with me, because my kids, they got to go outside. I have to make her come outside to come play with the kids, or she'll just sit there day and night just on either the phone or computer on that game. And I got a problem with that, but
Yeah,
if you doing her like that and we telling her not to, that's gonna be a problem. So it's better we leave her over there if that's what she want to teach her. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to, like I tell my kids like this, my sons, you got to be careful with these women, because they be going and fucking these kids up, and then they turn around and try to throw them back to us, and we be left having to deal with the bag with all the garbage that they done created that we would have taught them to go around. You know what I'm saying? And you
right.
can't keep letting them keep coming in, giving them to you and taking them and giving them and taking them. If they can't keep that shit consistent, then you need to just step back,
Right.
because you're
Right.
confusing the kid. This is about what's best for the kid. Them bras, they don't like me because I'm going to keep that shit 100 with my son. If it's going to put you in a situation where you'll beat that girl up, leave her and that kid alone. You know what I'm saying? Go make a fucking another one. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lower yourself, because the moment you go to jail, you messed up for the rest of your life, and them kids still gonna be there.
Yeah. She gonna
That's
be
all.
giving somebody else hell.
And when it get too hard for her, she get the call and she'll say it like, y'all need to get her, and she acting like y'all need to get her, and this and that. Well, you need to let us do our part, because half of her is us and half of her is you. Like, we don't override what you teach her. We just teach her when she with us. This is what we do.
And that's
You have to
one
understand it's
thing
two
to do.
different
Because
sides.
you're right, the bloodline, because I deal with it with my grandchildren, that the way I am, I run a firm line. Kids don't talk back. They don't know. I remember one time I got into it with my granddaughter because she didn't want to comb her hair before she left out the house. We was going shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And ladies don't do that.
Right.
So apparently she's been being allowed to. And she got hair way down her back. She be a bush woman, be way out here.
She like the puffy hair.
And, yeah, and it was a big old blow up. I couldn't believe it that it all came from me asking her to comb her hair. But
Mhm.
that comes from being able to go outside with your hair not combed.
Right.
And even if it's just in your front yard, it's something that we didn't do in my
Right.
household. We weren't
Right.
to go out of the house
Couldn't
looking
go
any kind of
outside
way.
unless your hair was combed and your clothes was changed.
And with my grandsons, you see, I never talk about my grandkids because it hurts me so much that they're not in my life that it's best for me to just not even talk about them. And with my grandsons, I asked them to sweep the floor. And I know they was going through some things, but after 3 days and you ain't swept the floor, now you punking me. That was my attitude back then. I was like, you trying to make a fool of me or something. But I didn't know that there were there were underlying factors.
Right.
So we we gotta definitely pay attention to who we breed with.
That's
And young women
very
don't
important.
understand it before, like now, the woman that I am now, before I really get serious with somebody, I want to know how they treated their mama. I
Right.
want to know how to get along with all the females in their family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All of them bitches, because you got one time to call me a bitch. It's
Right.
on the crack. You get away with calling me a bitch. You's a special one. You real special, because that wasn't something in my era
Right.
growing up. I didn't call my
That's what I'm
homegirls
saying. We
bitch.
had respect.
Yeah, yeah,
We
my
had
home,
some
we didn't
respect.
do that. And
Uh,
and the homeboys didn't let nobody call us names. Now how it got changed in the
Even our
homeboys
songs
started
wasn't
calling,
like that. None of
uh,
that.
none of
None of
that.
that was like that. And we had fun. When it still was gangster, still was putting in work, still was squabbling up. And was, and
Right,
didn't
right,
have to do none of that other stuff that these people feel that they doing. And this is
right,
bad. Look, my granddaughter had a fight, her first fight. She's 7 years old, and she talked about it so much it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. She had her first little fight at school, and she could not stop talking about it, which let me know that it was on the other side. They kept talking about it. Oh,
right,
I pulled her wig off. She was bald head. That's sound like your mama talking. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like I was like, girl, I don't want to hear about none of that. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
I didn't want to hear about that. Girl, get out of here with that. You know?
Oh, listen. So, what you doing Saturday night?
Saturday night, I think it's my grandmother-in-law, but I think that's what day is that? I gotta
The
look on the
the
flyer.
night,
I think that's
a friend of
Saturday.
mine is gonna be in concert out there, and I told him that I would come through. And if you're not busy, I want you to go with me.
She having a dinner, so by what time? 'Cause-
Up until 1 a.m. He'll
okay,
be till 1 a.m. He don't live out here. He live in another state.
okay,
But
okay. Because I
yeah,
know he gotta go to work that night, so I know it shouldn't be past. I'll say after 8,
yeah,
9,
somewhere like that, because
9.
I got a funeral, and then I have to go to a birthday party. But I was gonna leave the birthday party early and then come through and just holler at him for a little bit. So
Okay, well I'm gonna check with you.
yeah, we will talk
Check
about it.
with you and let you know when what's going on with that over there and when I'm leaving from there. Because
Okay,
that's over
and
there.
for this, we're gonna do this the first Wednesday. We'll do the first Wednesday of every month. And I don't know what them other ones popping up. I guess I had to go look and see what else we done signed us up for.
Okay.
I don't know what the other was. I was working with that
I don't
lady,
know.
and then
God just told me to go, and I'm going. So I said, God just told me to go, so I'm going. Sign us up for everything.
okay,
Sign us up for everything.
yeah,
Somebody
it's
gonna listen to us.
time.
And some parents, some siblings, somebody, what I'm saying, just need that encouragement. Just need to know, that they feeling like how we feeling, but there's no one around them. And that's before you close out. That's another thing. Like walking this walk is get hard because it's just a handful of us. It's a lot of us, but we spread it out. You know what I'm saying? We spread it out. So sometimes at given times it get rough in that spiritual realm, fighting and upholding everybody at times too, Things get
Well,
hard on y'all.
what is in us is being ignited, and so our tribes are finding us slowly, but
Yeah.
our tribes are finding us, and they're coming from some of the, like, I got one lady, she's Indian, another lady, she's from somewhere else.
Yeah,
They're coming from
those
all
are family oriented people. Them is people we can collaborate with. Those are collaborating tribes.
right,
Those they have
right,
generations of unity.
right.
That's how what we gotta surround ourselves with, because that's what we're trying to build for our children, so they can keep it going, so there can be better communities later on even after we're gone, you know?
Right,
But it starts with
absolutely.
surrounding ourselves with them kind. Like we are past those that got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. We are
Oh,
past those that can't check their fucking kids when the fuck they wrong. We are past those that's, you know what I'm saying, halfway stepping with this. You either with it or you not, and we gonna do it no matter what we go through with our kids, loved ones, or whoever it is. We trying to step in and help and save. We not giving up, you know what I'm saying, on no circumstances.
that's right.
So, and we
I
only
know
want likewise. We only want likewise. If you ain't the same way, then stay the fuck away from us,
you
because
got
we gonna
to move on out the way because we coming through like a locomotive. If you on the track, you gonna get run over.
right. You'll get ran right off the road for real. You'll get straight ran off the road. But we coming to build communities, and we building them generational wealth through health. And then once we
In
get
our
their mental
own
health,
house. Start
emotional
in
health,
our
and
own house.
physical
That's
health
right.
all together, then they can get their money, because then they gonna see it and they gonna see how to get it.
Yeah,
You know, so it's
that's another
layers.
thing we gotta focus on. So the table's gonna start meeting again in January once a month. Um, once a month until we get a project, and once we get a project, we'll meet more than that.
Okay.
But what I want us to do is I really want us to put together some way to talk to these first, second, third graders because I'm sure
It'll
reparations is
be
coming.
easy over here. You
Yeah,
know,
because
it'll be easy over here for us. You've been having a pass over here to be way, and it's a lot of schools over here and a lot of kids that we can get completely up and running from right here. We
from
got this whole community backing us up right here. I just got here, and the whole community supports us and our whole little family, just being involved in community activities with these
I
kids.
know
And
I
Miss
love
Cheryl,
I
this
raised my
lady, Miss
kids out
Cheryl, let me talk about Miss Cheryl on Facebook. This is a real motherfucking OG right here.
there.
This lady ain't no joke. She was sitting here telling me about everybody who asked she whooped in her building.
She,
But she'll tell you, but I'm saved. I don't be like that, because she go to church, she clean it up, she give to people, she be helping these people out here. She do a lot. And, you know, she been over here over 50 years.
oh,
And she know everybody, and they
come
don't fuck
from
with
a
her.
big family. She come from a family out there.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them. They all over. They work everywhere. Somebody that work everywhere, they black. They one of her nephews, brothers, cousins, or something. For real. But
Yeah,
they don't mess with her. She got a high level of respect out here. She know a lot of
I
things.
know.
That's a very
I was
wise
surprised when
woman.
I was surprised when you told me you ran
She's a
into her.
very, very wise woman. She be having me rolling.
That's
She be having me rolling.
that's the city that taught me how to organize. I learned all my stuff about organizing right there in San Pedro.
And because here represent more of native land, I think this is where we should start. Then we can kind of spread out if God wants us to
Well,
move. But I feel a
know,
lot more
well,
protected
you
over
know we
here on a
can.
lot of things,
We
you know.
we definitely can because it's
And
definitely
then
an
we have
open door for us
support
in
of a
San
lot of
Pedro.
other races and all of that. Like we got the Cambodians, we got the Filipinos, we got the Mexicans,
Everybody
we got
in
everybody
San
out
Pedro,
there that
you
participate.
get
This is
everything.
a
Yeah,
real life community
I
based
love
little city.
it.
Like I
I
go
love
to
San
downtown
Pedro.
things on first Thursdays, second Thursdays, and fourth. They always have something, and it just be so nice. Just the whole community just be involved. This is really cool out here. I really like
I,
it. I
I did.
really, really do like
I'm
it.
glad that I moved out there and raising my kids out there. I really
I
am
really like
because
it. A couple little
where
wannabe
my
gangbangers,
life.
but they ain't nobody. You know, they little kids and they little span. They ain't nobody. You know, they not like down there in the city. You can tell them to get on, and they'll just get on. You know, because they
Right,
see
right.
you around. Them ones down there, they be ready to shoot you. Go call about 1,000
I
people like you said something wrong
know.
to them
I know.
because you didn't answer them. Where you from? You didn't answer them. Now here come 50 motherfuckers wanting to know where you from because you didn't answer one. Like I ain't got time, I ain't got time for no auntie, no aunties and out and out. We don't want none of them low
Well,
vibrating people that
be, I'm going to bingo tomorrow night. That's in Harbor City. That's on Vermont and PCH.
Okay,
If
yeah.
you want to meet me down
What?
there, I'll bring your stuff.
Okay. What time?
I gotta be there. Bingo start at 6 o'clock,
Okay,
so I gotta be.
cool. That's in the evening. All
Yeah,
right, that'll work.
they start at 6 o'clock. Just call me. I'll tell
Okay,
you where I'm at in the bingo hall.
perfect. That'll work. That
All
will.
right, baby. I'm finna go.
Y'all
I
be
love
winning
you.
down there. I gotta go to a bingo hall that win.
You know what? They pay so good.
Oh, okay.
It's only your buy-in for 4 papers is $12. I buy three, $9. And
And you can catch all them rolls at one time because they be calling them numbers fast as hell.
yeah, and each game pays $500 or $600.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Oh,
only a $9 or $12 buy-in, so it's worth it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll call you when I get out there tomorrow.
Okay.
All right,
Most
I love you,
definitely.
baby.
I'm going. I love you.